Steve Messinio, President and CEO of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, here with another member spotlight video. And today I'm very pleased to welcome Jeff Dade from Boston Growth Partners. Jeff and his team are new members to the chamber, and I'm pleased to have you and to share a little bit with our chamber community about what you guys do and how you can be of help to organizations in our community.
Absolutely, and we're thrilled to be a part of this organization. And if you looked at your mission statement and our mission statement, there are words that connect in there. And the one that really connects is help. Mm-hmm. And you can see that in our mission statement. And basically, we are financial and operational consultants. And what we do is we help clients with opportunities and challenges that they may not have the time or the expertise to do themselves. Mm-hmm. So we help them with that. And that covers asset management, capital management as well, sales and marketing, sales and execution, strategies, operational optimization, and anything along that continuum. And as part of our services, about 2 years ago, we added a service, an employee retention tax credit service for our clients. And that turned into be something that took a lot of energy, still today takes a lot of energy. And it is an enormous help for the clients that we have. ERTC, as it's called, or ERC, and many of our members may have already filed for it, may have, have their refund hung up right now, or have not done it because they think they're not entitled to it. It's a fascinating thing that the government did. If you think about small businesses, which is where we play in small businesses, they make up half of the U.S. government's GDP, half of it. Mm-hmm. They make up half of all the employees. They make up, I would say we make up because it's we.
Right.
We make up 99% of all the businesses, which makes sense. You have GM, and then you look down the street here and you see all of those. Mm-hmm. So when something happens, like COVID hits, and things shut down, as a country, as an economy, you can't afford to have half of your economy just like shut down and not have the ability to generate income for their employees that goes and spends money in the income. You can't do that.
Right.
So immediately they come out with a PPP, payroll protection, immediately. And then they come out with things like the restaurant, help with restaurants. Then they came out with the employee retention tax credit a little bit after that. Mm-hmm. And for those who have already filed, and this may be a little bit redundant, but maybe you might learn something that you didn't know about it. The reason that it came out, it's kind of misnamed because it really isn't a tax credit. It is for retention. That's what it's for. So it's for employers who, through all of that, if you remember the craziness that happened during those first 3-6 months where you're hiding under your bed, you couldn't go anywhere, you had to wait in line, you just didn't know what to do, vaccines, this, that. And yet there were employers, and many of them, who had employees who stood by them, and they paid them anyway. They paid them W-2 wages. And then when we hit the first, second, and third quarter of 2021, when it became the real normal, but not really, and we had to recover from all of the supply chain and all the restrictions that we had, it was difficult for any small business to keep doing that, but they did it. Mm. This was to pay them back a portion of their payroll that they paid during that period of time. Mm-hmm. Not insignificant, by the way. Basically paying them 50% of the wages that they paid in 2020 and 70% of the wages that they paid in 2021 for each of the quarters, wow. Up to $10,000. Mm-hmm. So do you do the math? There are 3 quarters in 2021 that they paid that for. 70% of 10,000 is 7,000. Times 3 is 21, plus the 5,000 you got for, that's 26.
Yeah.
And that's the 26,000 that you see basically everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's what you get paid if you qualified for each one of those quarters. And so how you qualify for those quarters that's the payout. That's the fun part. How you qualify for it is different for 2020 than it is for 2021. So basically, there's two levels of qualification. One is called gross receipts. It's revenues, basically. So if your revenues were down 50% or less even in 2020 versus the same quarter in 2019, you would qualify for any of those 3 quarters. That's that $5,000 I talked about. If your revenues in 2021, it changes from the 3 quarters to each quarter for 2021. If your revenues in 2021 were down 20% or more from 2019, you would qualify for each one of those. So many of our customers and many customers that are members probably did that. And you have members that are CPAs, and I'm sure that they filed for their customers in that way under gross receipts. Terrific, great, wonderful. But sometimes you didn't qualify. You found a way, employers found a way to change up their business a little bit and still make money. Take a restaurant. You couldn't, in the sit-down area, you couldn't do it, so they went to takeout. And in some cases, they actually didn't hit that 20, so that they thought that they were not eligible. Part of this act was to say, we're going to pay you for any of the employees that you kept, but you had to change the way that they did their work. So we're going to allow this. We're going to pay you if you were partially or fully suspended, part of your business. Part of your business defined as nominal. If you were nominally disrupted, meaning more than 10%. 10% of your revenue, 10% of your employees had to do something different. Then you could qualify for that particular quarter. Now, how in the heck do you do that? Because the way that you file is you file what's called a 941. So people that don't know what that is, it's just a tax thing that employers have to do every quarter. It says the number of employees and what you pay them, et cetera. So to file for this, you have to file a 941X. You have to say, you know what? I want my 50% or my 70%, and here's the calculation. So you have to file a 941X to do that. To do the disruption clause, that's the clause I just talked about, you have to, or the IRS asks you, best practice, to document how you were disrupted. Like in the case of the restaurant, I had to go to complete takeout, which made me do this and that. Or if you're a transportation company, I couldn't get my trucks on the road because I couldn't get the parts to fix them, and I was disrupted. That's a supply chain part of disruption. So if you're disrupted, you would get that. So the way our process works is we interview the client and say what happened, and then you're required to take the actual government mandate, the date that it happened, whether it was state, federal, local, and line that up with the event, and that is your backup for when they say, why did you didn't hit the revenue, why did you do this? That's the backup for that. So that's how you have to do it the proper and the right way, and we've been doing that from the beginning.
Excellent.
2 years ago, we started this. And nobody knew about it 2 years ago. And we were just trying to tell people about it. All of a sudden, bang, it became everywhere. Pretty sure you got robocalls.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm pretty sure everybody got. Heck, my wife's a school teacher, special ed. She got calls. You should file for ERTC. I mean, it went crazy.
Yeah.
So these were aggressive marketers, as the IRS called them, and there was a flurry of claims that came out that hit the IRS, bang. And since the beginnings, there's been 3.6 million claims. And there was 600,000 claims in the last 90 days, basically, in the summertime, all from this. The IRS looked at them and said, the vast majority of these are not qualified. They're not qualified. They're fraudulent. And the fraudulent people jumped in, and they did ID theft. They did all kinds of fraudulent. We had one customer of ours come to us and say, I already filed. I didn't know I filed. The IRS told me I filed. They showed me the document. I never signed it. It had my signature on it. Then they told me that they changed the address, so that's when the check went to. So you can see that the fraudsters got in on this in a very big way.
Mm.
So what did the IRS do about that? September 15th, they said, we're not processing anymore. We're going to take a look at the 600,000 claims, and we're going to return the fraudulent ones.
Mm.
So we have claims in there, and I'm sure there are other of our CPA friends that have claims in there that are not fraudulent, that are backed up and done everything straight, and they are not paying anybody until they figure out this 600,000. What that did do is, you haven't seen any robocalls lately, right?
Mm.
You haven't seen any marketing lately. Those people that did that now stopped because they're not going to get paid, and they were figuring out, I'll get paid, take my chances on the audit coming back. So now the IRS said we will start processing again in 2024. And so we are still, and many people who are doing this legitimately, we are still doing claims.
Mm.
And so for our members, there are members that you have that I'm sure have filed
Mm-hmm.
and have gotten paid. Great. You may have members that have filed and are in the 600,000, like some of we have.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are concerned, and some of them may have gone with some of these marketers, if they're concerned about it, the IRS had just announced that they're allowing you to withdraw that, and there won't be any penalty, or they won't hit you with any audit fees or penalty, any of that.
Mm.
Or you could theoretically hire somebody like us and redo it the right way, and that would supersede the one that you had in there that is fraudulent. Or if you haven't done it at all, someone's told you don't qualify. The way our process works is this. You may not think you qualify. You sign up with us, we say, okay, we'll find out. We'll determine. We know the rules. It's pretty complicated, but we know the rules. And we will tell you if you qualify, that's A, and we will tell you how much you're entitled to B based on the way that we do it. And you don't spend any money with us until that happens. We show you the number. We say, we're going to do this. We could do this. The way that we're going to do this is both you and us, we're going to file together. We're going to sign as tax preparer. So we have skin in this game as well as you do. And at that point, we ask for a nominal fee to pay for our consultation, and then 15% commission when you get the check, which right now it just moved out even a little,
Right.
even a little more.
Further,
But,
yeah.
so basically, you get 85% of the money when that happens, and so that's pretty much in line with people who do it the right way.
Yeah.
So we've done thousands of claims. We've never had a letter of explanation sent to us. What did this mean, or an audit, or any of that kind of thing. So, and we feel pretty good about it. So if we have any members out there that have not filed, we'd be interested in talking with you if you want to talk with us. That's the first thing.
Sure.
So that's part of your members. The other part of this is that...
So before you continue, so it sounds like it might even be a good idea for those who haven't actually taken advantage of the program or even thought about filing to just find out if the IRS sees a file on them,
Yes.
from a fraudulent claim standpoint.
Yes.
Because you still would want to address that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So the other part of this, and this is also in your mission statement, by the way, is referrals. And so, there are 3.6 million claims that have been filed. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we are still helping people, and we still intend to help people do this. And we are looking for referrals. So if you refer somebody to us, we have a referral remuneration system where we will pay a commission to you as part of our commission to bring us somebody.
Excellent.
And so how this works is, you do this with people that you trust and people that you have, that they did it the right way, and that they are, and the IRS will tell you this, actually. The IRS has like green flags that they say, if you haven't filed, you should have, and you pick somebody, have them do these green files, have them document, have them line it up with a government mandate if you do the disruption, do all that, have them have history of doing it, and, trustworthy and track record. And so we have all that. So we would be very interested in anyone that can refer us and you can be part of our referral program. And I won't get into the details here because we
Yeah.
you know,
Well, we're pretty much at the time, but this has been great. Made my job easy today, Jeff. So thank you.
Sorry,
It's all good.
I kind of took this one over.
No, it's great. It's great information, and to your point, a lot of people don't know about this. And when you and I first met, I was surprised to learn about the details and what you guys go into, and it's great to hear that you're doing things the right way and serving your clients. And what we probably don't have a lot of time to share is there's a lot more in terms of what you guys offer businesses, and you talked about earlier on about you being almost like a fractional to some extent COO or CFO type organization that can help companies on numerous levels outside of just this ERC program that you got. So
absolutely,
I think that's awesome. And who are the just real quick, who are some of the points of contact you're looking for in businesses that might be of interest for you to work with?
That is a fabulous question. Fabulous. Business owners is really the ones. They're driving the business. They or their financial service providers, their CPAs, their tax people, any one of those people. If they're a business, basically. Also, any CPAs who say, you know what, I don't have, we go back to the same thing. I don't have the time and maybe the expertise to do this. That's where we help. We bring that time and expertise to people.
Okay.
So that we have more than many actually, CPA organizations who use us to refer their clients to us, especially on the disruption side, because it's a pain in the neck. We've got a library of about 10,000 government mandates that cross all the states, because it's hard to line up those mandates and figure out. We have a video system that is, that we put whatever we interview in a special, secure place. So those all cost money, and those are the differentiating. That's the unique value proposition that we have that allows us to, make those claims work. But to your point, we do other things as well.
Awesome. Well, I know from just our conversations that there have been at least one or two members that you've already helped out.
Yes.
And that's great. But I certainly advise our members to take a look at your organization, especially if you haven't taken advantage of the ERC or you want some more information, to make sure somebody hasn't filed a fraudulent claim on the behalf of your business. So these are things that Jeff and his team can help you with. Jeff, you have your contact information on the screen. Are those the best ways to reach you?
Absolutely. You can call me at any time. I'm just like your business owners. Doors are like you, Steve.
Yeah.
Doors always open at any time for conversation. The way that we work is you can talk to me, and I will give a general idea of your eligibility. I know a little bit. Then we turn you over to our operations team, and they know a lot. And they may say, you know what? You don't qualify. We're not going to file something that's fraudulent. You don't.
Right.
And then we go our separate ways, and we may say, is there anything else we can help you with on the financial end of your business? Because that's always an opportunity for a business owner. They're busy running the business. This financial stuff can get a little wonky on them occasionally, and we know what we're talking about. We speak English, and so we we can help with that as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Jeff. It's been great learning about Boston Growth Partners. Please take advantage of getting to know Jeff, and when I have the opportunity to do so, reach out to him. He's a great resource for businesses in our chamber community. And so that'll wrap up today's Member Spotlight video, and thanks for watching.